Well, amazing. Take a hike.
As long as I have the queer community that sees me for my truth, I'm going to be okay.
You smell amazing. How old are you?
I'll leave you alone, I swear.
We didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles.
Speed demons are a tyranny that's plaguing the streets of our city.
Because on the counter, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
We need more cops to stop those speed demons.
They're making laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
Unbelievably stupid.
All people on the tax right now! I might not even know what to do with white genetics like that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul.
I go back to like taking women out of the workforce.
Surround yourself with smart, talented people.
Well, you ain't seen nothing, my friend, until you have a flame coming out of your butthole and you need an asbestos diaper to be able to keep that flame from running a hole in your pants.
My wife had like weed in her purse, and the cop took it. It was only like 4 grams, but it was really good weed.
Yeah, man, you just an unlucky dude.
Don't hate on prostitution, because guess what? It's been going on since before humans, man, and you don't even know about it.
Now I'm gonna wrap it up.
I quit this bitch.
On the big station, Rock 1069.
Bye!
We need to put women back in the kitchen.
Have a great Friday, you motherfucker!
Welcome to Friday Morning on the Stansbury Show on Rock 1069. If you missed Thursday's program or any show before it, the podcast at WRQK.com. That website's important every single day because that's where you enter your $1,000 Rock the Bank keywords. We pass those out all day. We start at 9 a.m., so I'll have the first. Teresa gives you the second at 10, and you kind of pick up the cue. We kind of continue from there, right? Grab that first keyword off of me. Get into your weekend with a bonus $1,000. Do that at 9 a.m. with me. Also at 9, we're going to figure out what are the top male fantasies. I read through this list a little bit yesterday. I feel like I'm a male. Might be a little bit of a beta one, but I feel like I'm a male. And I'm not sure I agree that these are the, well, I don't know if these are the fantasies I'm looking for. So I don't know if this article speaks for all men. I did find it at alphamale.com, though, so, like, maybe I shouldn't be hanging around out there. That guy, by the way, who runs the Alpha Male site, he got famous selling hair care products. Just so everybody's aware of where we're taking. But whatever, I get called a beta a lot. I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly okay with it, but we'll run you through the top male fantasies according to Alpha Males. We'll do that coming up 9 a.m. This morning, also, like I said, Rock the Bank with you, too. There's a phrase people use all the time in this country, and I would be one of them, and that is time is money, and time is money. Absolutely. And I know money doesn't matter at all. That's why we scream at each other about it every single day. But like, apparently, time is money. We all know it. And so they wanted to figure out, they go generation by generation here, Boomer to Gen Z, how much do people feel an hour of their time is worth? Now, it's not necessarily like what you should be getting paid at work because these numbers are astronomical. But like at the end of the day, like capitalizing on an hour of your life, like what is that worth? We'll get to it. The numbers are pretty high. Sure enough, you go to boomers, they're the least amount. And my guess is they're gauging that off of what they remember paying for things in the store. Gen Z's out there in the stores now going, Jesus, look at this stuff, right? And so like their number's going to be a little bit higher for sure. That's how that's going to go. But time is money, and we'll figure out just how valuable you think an hour of your time is. Also, for Deshaun Watson haters, I think you got an article yesterday that you got to be jumping up and down about, right? A Browns insider, a person who's tied into the organization, says he's not on solid ground here, that if he does not play well and play well early, his job is in jeopardy. This article says it doesn't matter what he's being paid. And I think I agree. We've seen other teams punt on their money and say, screw it, right? We got the wrong guy. We got to reset. We got to do. And after Joe Flacco, 49 years old, I know he's not 49, damn near 50 years old. The guy comes into the league, no rust whatsoever, just throwing you balls. Now, he threw a bunch of picks. We knew that, and welcome to it. He's a little excited, got a little over himself. And guys who have strong arms like to sling it. I mean, welcome to it. You're going to throw picks with a big arm. Ask Brett Favre. right? And so, like, that's the way that's going to go. But what the Browns now know is we don't have any time to be patient. These are small windows in the NFL. These guys, these careers aren't long for these guys. And I've been saying it for a while. Myles Garrett has got to be out there tapping his toe like, you are not about to Joe Thomas me, dog. Get me the team. I need a championship. And I'm telling you, I think that they might be in that zone a little bit. And a Browns insider put an article out and said, oh, yeah, they're a little bit over it. So we'll get to that coming up at 7 o'clock. Also, next on the show, we're going to try to lock down once and for all, who is the French fry king in the United States. We'll get to this and we'll do it next here on the Stansbury Show. 7:45 this morning, I'm getting you into Sonic Temple. Not with a pair of tickets, it's a 4-pack. So if you don't have friends, I'd start making them now because you got 3 extra tickets to be taking people to Sonic Temple. So here's what I would do if I were you, right? Because it's a couple of days long. So you may be thinking about some like lodging and maybe how to get there and the like. So I got the tickets, man. One of you guys is driving us, right? Somebody else is picking up my hotel stay at least, right? I mean, I'm giving you guys the tickets. Somebody's going to pay for my hotel room and somebody else is going to drive, right? Maybe buy me a beer or two when we get there, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get you hooked up 7:45 this morning. Disturbed, one of your headliners. So we'll pull out a little Disturbed today. Get that out for you guys too as well. Yesterday we were talking about some bad habits that people are looking to get rid of. Smoking had been on that list. Masturbating was number 5. That felt really high. Like really, like drinking soda was like 80 or something. Now energy drinks cracked the top 10, which I was like, 6 to 5 and pick them there if you ask me, but whatever. But I was surprised. Masturbating was like, well, it is National Masturbation Month. I don't know if you know that about May. I didn't know that until May 1st this year, but apparently that's true. That's a thing. But if this many people are trying to stop doing it, I'm not sure we need a national month for it, right? Like apparently we're doing it. It's in the top 5 there. Habits people want to break. That's not what we're going to be talking about right now. I mean, I guess we could, but we're not going to. Another thing on that list was snacking. It was actually number 3. Number 2 was fast food. And again, I kind of felt like, what are we doing here? Now, eating a, Big Mac meal is a little bit different than a snack, right? You think a snack is like a handful of chips, maybe a cookie or two, brownie, whatever. Okay, fair enough. But I understood fast food being an addiction. It's, again, a comedian I like, Bill Burr, once upon a time said, you can't even smell healthy food. If you blindfold somebody, you wouldn't even know you're in a room with an apple. You can smell KFC from 200 miles away, right? And like there's a little bit of truth in that, and it kind of plays into that. And then there's the convenience issue, and next thing you know, you find yourself pulling in there. One of the things that gets people to continuously go to the fast food joints is what? The fries. I mean, first it's the kids, and you got to get them the nuggets. I get it, right? But the fries are still like I always said it. Like little dude had to pay the fry tax. Hand them over. I want a couple, right? There's a little bit of that. And somebody wanted to run down the list. This is takeout.com, actually. Wanted to run out the list of our top 5 favorite French fries. Because this is what people really love from those places, right? I'm going to argue with some of these. We'll also get into the places who need to step up their fry game. Coming in number 5 is Burger King. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about BK, but when I read sentiments online from people when these conversations happen at like Reddit or maybe somewhere else, the absolute drubbing BK takes online is beyond me. I actually think like their bacon burgers are pretty good. Their burgers taste pretty good to me. I like their buns for some reason. I seem to like that. I think Burger King's fine. Now, I will say on the fry issue that because they have onion rings, if I go there, that's probably what I order, not their French fries. So I understand them being a little lower on the list of the top 5. That I could understand. There was a time, they've switched their fries so many times, a lot of these places have. They've switched them all so many times. There was a moment where BK had the fries, and it was like, this is it. This is it. I don't remember the year or whatever, but I remember thinking to myself, this is it. You guys nailed it. You got it. And then they switched them again. They're good, but I wouldn't have them as my favorite. So Burger King coming in at number 5 again. This is from takeout.com as this. Arby's curly fries comes in at number 4. Very, very good. I have my personal top 5. We'll get to that here in a second. They feel special because, again, not a lot of places do a fry like this. They feel out of the ordinary. So when you get it, as a matter of fact, if I find myself at Arby's, that's probably what did it. I enjoy their sandwiches. I enjoy that stuff, but I never find myself going, that's what I want. But it's like every now and again, it's like, I just kind of want one of them 6-inch curly fries that, kind of stretch and play with. A little slinky fry, right? Little toy, then food. And then I find myself in their drive-thru. It's normally their fries that will pull me in there. Maybe a Jamocha shake I can get in with one of those. This one I'm not surprised by. Five Guys. Yeah. So they pride themselves, you go in there and they'll tell you, hey, these potatoes came from Somerville, Oregon yesterday, right? And, Oregon and Idaho is where a lot of the potatoes are grown in this country. And so they pride themselves on cutting them fresh and making them right. I literally was in a Five Guys last week with my buddy Ted, and we met for lunch. He's a great guy. And so we went, he was like, yeah, we'll go to Five Guys, right? And I really like that place. The burgers are great. Everything tastes like real food. I'm all about it. There was just a little too much salt on the fries this last week. Now, that's an instance. I don't think that's the way they are all of the time, but I actually didn't eat all that many of them because I was like, man, they're just a little salty today, a little less salt. But I do agree that Five Guys has got a great fry. There's normally good crunch on those, and I think that's important for a fry. I want a crunchy outside layer with the, I want the potato inside to be a little fluffy, right? That's what I'm looking for there. And if I can get that, those are great. I like the Five Guys fries a lot. I understand them being top 5. I was shocked at the number 2 position. Shocked. And I like them, but I would not have thought they would have been voted number 2, and it's Wendy's. Again, I like Wendy's. I feel like the burgers taste like food. It tastes like real, it tastes like real meat. And I feel like Wendy's does a pretty good job. The one near my house is normally pretty good. The orders are normally right. Service is usually pretty good. I'll take it. Would not have thought that they would be number 2 in the national poll, though, on fries. The number 1, nobody should be shocked. It's McDonald's. And I don't know what it is they do, but they nailed it. When you think French fry, well, first, it's the red box a little bit, right? When you think French fry, you think them. They nailed that. You think they're French fries before you think like they're burgers even, right? Maybe you don't, but I do. For me, McDonald's comes down to this. Their soft drinks are amazing, right? Everybody's heard the lore. They get their own Coke and Sprite recipes, and they get all of that from the corporate, right? And they get all that, so there's that. The double cheeseburger, McNuggets, and then but the fries would be first. But those are the 4 things. When I think McDonald's, that's what I think. Now, that's because that's what I like from there. For you, it's probably the double quarter pounder or whatever the hell the thing should be. But when I think McDonald's, that's what I think. It's those 4 items. But again, if I'm craving a French fry, when I think French fries, they're the first thing I think. I don't know if that's marketing. I think a lot of it's probably marketing. I mean, my industry, I say it all the time. I drive past that sign at McDonald's and it says 80 billion served or whatever, and I always laugh to myself. I'm like, you didn't do that, we did it. Radio and TV did that. You didn't do that, we did it. Right? Dude, we're the ones that should be bragging about that. I'm loving it, baby, because we did. That's not that. Right? And so but I do, if I crave a fry, I will go there. I have my top 5 here. I made this. So I did have fries coming in at number 5. Again, the uniqueness of them, you can't find them everywhere. A little undersold here. I'm going to go with Rally's at number 4. That seasoned fry I think is very, very good. You can tell me yours, 330-450-7624. I have Five Guys at 3. Like I said, I had an experience last week. They weren't terrible or anything, just a little too heavy with the salt, and a little less salt and they would have been good. I understand salt is very important for French fries, but you know how this can happen. They can get a little top heavy with that. And then I do have McDonald's coming in at number 2. Now, I know I said when I think French fries, I think McDonald's. You're not wrong. I said it, and I think they're the kings of it. But we're talking about my personals, and I have a deep connection since I had worked there in high school. I'm going to go with the Mr. Hero waffle fry. The same arguments I made about Rally's and the same arguments I made about Arby's. It's unique. They're kind of tough to get. Now, you could put Chick-fil-A in here because they have those. I'll be honest with you, I don't eat Chick-fil-A often enough to kind of remember. I get that when she wants it, and that it's kind of one of those things. I like it,